It's the poverty, stupid. That's what it is. It's the poverty. You ain't gotta ask no other questions. You ain't gotta do no analysis. You ain't gotta apply for no goddamn research grants to try to figure out why some school districts get F's while others get A's. It's the fucking poverty. If you don't know why I'm so fucking mad right now, it's because the latest accountability ratings came out for Mississippi schools. And I just see the same thing every fucking year. Every year. And I can't say I'm tired of it. I've been tired of it. So let's talk about y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna give y'all the fucking real on this shit. Somebody who's been there, somebody who's done that, somebody who's been all around this state in numerous schools, numerous classrooms. I've seen it all firsthand. I'm gonna give y'all the real about education here in Mississippi. Before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, and put all your people on there. As I said, the accountability ratings came out here in Mississippi. I'll show you this map right here. Kind of gives y'all a visual of how things went down. Okay. And this comes from Mississippi Today, by the way. Shout out to them. They do good work. All right, let me get this out of the way for you. All right, it says 2024, 25 Mississippi School District accountability grades. All right. It says new state education rankings show that 80% of schools and 87% of districts got a C or higher on the accountability grades, a framework created by the State Board of Education to judge how well schools are serving their communities. All right. And hopefully you can see it there. Everything in dark green represents a school district that got an A. The light green represents a B. The yellow represents a C. The orange represents a D. And an F is represented by red. Okay. Now I'll show you another image that's actually showing an excerpt from the article. Okay. And hopefully you can see that. Let me try to do that there. I don't know if that's gonna make it better or not for you, but hopefully you can see it. But I'm gonna read it to you anyway. It says, I'm gonna start right there in the middle. It says nearly all school districts that received a D or an F are in the Delta region, with Yazoo City and Clarksdale both receiving an F. Greenville, Humphreys County, West Bolivar, and Greenwood, LaFleur all received a D. Y'all, again, I say, it's the poverty. Now, me having this heading down here is a little play on something from politics. You know, in the 90s when Bill Clinton ran, his campaign strategist, James Carville, once famously said, it's the economy, stupid, in terms of what was most important in a political race. And to him, it was just common sense. And in this case, in education, to me, it's common damn sense that when you got children who are coming from poverty, they're gonna do worse, for the most part, than kids who are coming from comfort and privilege. They just are. Because, take for instance, Madison County schools, and I live in Madison County, Mississippi. Okay, Madison County schools has an A rating. Okay, the middle school that my children attend named the top middle school in the state of Mississippi for the second straight year. Okay. Now, some of you may hear that and say, oh, shit, they doing some teaching down there in Madison County schools. They must be doing some great teaching at your kids' school. That ain't necessarily the case. Now, my kids have had some great teachers. My kids have had some teachers that weren't that great. I used to teach in Madison County schools. Okay. I was fucking great. Everybody was not. Okay. So what's the difference? How do they get an A then? Because you can say that shit about any school. Where you have some great teachers, you have some sorry ass teachers. Why is Madison County an A then, while some of these other districts aren't, and or some of these individual schools aren't, while my baby's school is the top middle school in the state? It's because of the motherfucking parents. It's because of the parents. Take my own household for instance. Okay. Based on Mississippi standards, where the cost of living is lower, we're in the Mississippi middle class. Okay. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a BA in psychology. My wife has a master's, okay, in education. My mother-in-law went to college. She lives with us. Went to college. Okay. My mother, who passed away this year, had a master's degree. Okay. My father-in-law is a former not former, fuck it. Right now he's a superintendent. Okay. He's retired, but right now he's serving as interim superintendent in Canton Public Schools. Right now. Okay. I was a straight A student. I graduated #1 in my class in college. My wife was an honor student. You understand me? So it's in my children's DNA. It's in them. Okay? That's the nature. Now let's talk about the nurture. Given the fact that we, the adults, are well educated, of course we're going to push that on our children. You understand? So I've been reading to my children their entire lives, even when they were in the womb. That's when I started reading to my children. You understand? My wife reads to our children. My wife routinely, when my child was little, when my daughter was little, my son has autism. For those of y'all who are new here, my son has autism, and he's not non-verbal. I like to say he's non-conversational. Okay. So what I'm about to say applies strictly to my daughter because of that. My wife used to routinely correct my daughter's grammar. Routinely. Okay. Why? Because my wife is well educated and she speaks well. She knows how to write. She knows how to edit. She used to edit books on the side. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of fucking environment my children are in. We have bookshelves with books on them. You know what I'm talking about? I buy magazines. I'm a magazine collector. They have all kind of shit to read in the damn house. You know what I'm saying? We've taken them to the library. We routinely go to Barnes and Noble just to buy books. That's like an outing, a book run. So of course, my kids gonna do well in school. They're being reinforced at home and it's in their motherfucking DNA. You know what I'm saying? So to think that just some amazing teachers are the ones who are responsible for what my kids have done in school, particularly my daughter, because again, my son has autism, but he does well in school. He does what was asked of him and everything like that. Okay. But in terms of my daughter, she's had a perfect score on her reading state test twice. Perfect score. Routinely gets advanced on her state test. Straight A student. You feel me? It's what's expected. It's what's reinforced. If she doesn't live up to it, my wife go, shit, my wife don't play. I'm a little salty on my baby girl. My wife don't play no games. My daughter get anything less than 100. My wife on her ass. So it's the nature and the nurture. And you see that shit on a wider scale in these so-called good school districts. Because you have a higher percentage of kids who are coming from more stable households, households in which the parents are more educated. You know what I'm talking about? Households in which the parents have more income. So where if the parent can't help the kids with the motherfucking lesson, they got enough extra income where they goddamn it, they'll hire somebody. They'll get their kids some tutoring. You know what I'm saying? You have all this. The parents have jobs to where, hey, maybe they have more flexibility with their jobs because they are higher up in the job or because they're a business owner or whatever. So now they are more involved in the school. And that contributes to the success of a school. But if you're a parent and shit, you got to try to bust your ass just to make ends meet. You got 2 jobs. So you want to go up there to the school and talk to the teacher, but your manager ain't trying to hear that shit. It ain't gonna work out like that. You know what I'm saying? God forbid you're a single parent having to do this shit. You know what I'm talking about? And you don't have the funds, so you trying to just get it how you live. The kids get off that bus and they go in there with their grandmama. Why? Because you at work. Grandmama don't know how to do this motherfucking homework. And y'all ain't got enough money to hire nobody to goddamn tutor them. You feel me? So now little Johnny ain't got them do his homework because he ain't had nobody help him with it. That's the real, y'all. It's the poverty. It's the poverty. So if you want more of me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm no longer a teacher. Why? Because see, the article talks about the teacher turnover, talks about administrative turnover and all that kind of shit. If you want to retain greatness in the most important job in the world, I will argue anybody down at being a teacher is the most important job in the fucking world because it leads to all other professions. So if you want to have greatness, if you want to attract greatness to the profession and retain greatness in the profession, people who are able to overcome the stressors that come with educating kids from struggle, who may come in with attitude problems because they're mad about the shit going on at home. Kids who may come in with a lack of morality because they ain't seeing morality at home like that. Kids who may come in literally hungry. Literally hungry. So if you want to fucking attract and retain great teachers, you got to pay them. You got to pay them properly. Okay? So again, I say, pay teachers $100 grand. Let that be the baseline throughout the United States of America. I call for federal legislation to make 100K be the baseline salary for every single teacher in the United States of America, and adjust for the cost of living in whatever state you're in. Because you know $100,000 in Mississippi is way different from $100,000 in New York City. Okay? So adjust up wherever you need to. That's how you get the best and brightest to go into the profession. And those people will be highly motivated by their pay, okay? And by who they are. You know, great motherfuckers want to be great. So motherfucker like me, I was a great teacher because of my own fucking standards. Folks used to tell me to calm down. That you can't save them all. If you just save one, you've done enough. That wasn't enough for me. You feel me? If you want to attract and retain people like that, because it's hard now, you'll go through some shit. I went through some shit. I went through hell as a teacher. So if you want to attract and retain people who are willing to go through that hell and help these children overcome all the struggles that come with being from poverty, you got to pay them properly. Until we see that, we're going to continue to see people from struggle continue to struggle in school. Put it on something. I appreciate you watching. I think you'll enjoy these other videos too. So check them out now.